Well, it's a good evening. It's been very much the decade of the wizard so far, isn't it? Gandalf battling evil in Middle-earth, Harry Potter negotiating evil at Hogwarts, and in Christchurch, the city's wizard battling the evils of fire racing. It was an arson attack that destroyed the wizard's home and most of his belongings, which was also dispiriting. The wizard began to speak of hanging up the gown and the staff and retiring. But he's had a change of heart. Wizards have very strong hearts, of course, and people have rallied around him. He finds there is still a place, a demand for his particular style of magic, so the wizard went back to the square in Christchurch today for the first time since the fire. A phoenix, he says, risen from the ashes. This from John Selwood.
He's back and still pulling the crowds.
I'm back! Better than ever! Risen from the disaster, like a phoenix from the flames! All faculties intact!
The Christchurch wizard in full force, in a borrowed hat and gown, but still with the ability to confound, offend and confuse.
My message is quite simple. It's all bullshit, but mine is the best!
It mightn't show, but it's been a tough few months for the wizard and his long-term partner and fiancée, Alice.
She was in a state she could hardly walk, she was upset. And then she got to work very bravely to dig under the ashes.
They spent years, decades, doing up their old Cranford Street villa. The work reduced to ashes in a matter of minutes.
That was a beautiful staircase. Lovely light wood going up there, all Remu and the railings on the top. And the window was pale kind of blues, beautiful Victorian, 120 years old. Lovely window colours of blue, and it reflected through into the hallway. Absolutely stunning.
Before the fire, the wizard had been talking about retiring. There was a feeling Christchurch had started to take him for granted.
And I'm seen as a freak because I'm not serious, which is very bad today.
But with the fire came a flood of sympathy and support.
Good morning, Mr. Wizard, sir.
And for the wizard, new resolve.
Ooh. Our class was doing current event news, and we heard about your house burning down, and we felt sorry for you. So we decided to make you this book, and here it is.
Oh, thank you, everybody. It looks wonderful. What's inside the book? Wizard Learning. Roommate Pabrosiko. Oh, it's got things you pull. Dear Christchurch Wizard, I'm so sorry to hear about your home and all your lost treasures that were priceless.
Jack, as he's known when he's not being a wizard, was a collector of the First Order.
Some of them. This is one of the 4 rooms full of books. And they've been trying to dig around looking for the occasional one that survives.
Are they all this bad?
Not the ones who've saved, but these are... Look at that lovely one.
I mean, this is you can't really replace that,
No,
can you?
we replace them
The
all.
World Book of Soldiers.
Yes, it's lovely stuff.
Both he and Alice lost thousands of books to smoke and water.
Bit of New Zealand kitsch, this one, with tickies on it.
Then there was the art and all the wizard stuff.
Look at that. Beautiful thing that was, too. Lovely. I love that.
That was one of your main gowns, wasn't
That's
it?
one of my best ones for special occasions.
Yeah.
And then there's the cloak that goes with it.
See, it's not to say you can go into the store and buy a new scarf or a new cloak or a new hat. Bespoke wizards.
No,
it's a bit hard, isn't
you have to search hard, yeah. It's not quite too curly and twisted. Good for a junior wizard.
Wizard hats and gowns aren't exactly off-the-shelf items, and in the end it came down to the generosity of friends.
The staff from Siggy and Lindsay up at the Sign the Kiwi, just like that, wonderful, just out of nowhere. And my good mate, Ian, wizard 3rd class, happened to have this stuff at his house. He is now 2nd class wizard. And I'm ready to rock.
Despite the setbacks, something the wizard has never lost is his sense of paradox. The rest of the world may see him as slightly mad or eccentric, but Jack's view is anything but.
The world has been run by women, secretly and cleverly, for about 6,000 bloody years.
The bluster and the exaggeration of his performances in the square are just that. Because there's another side to Jack, a vulnerable side, a side that makes sense of all the rhetoric.
I guess the important things are the friends you have around you, really.
Absolutely. The woman in your life's number one, though. Absolutely vital.
As the bulldozers moved in to demolish their home, the emotions were only too plain. But as is the way with wizards, magic does happen. And on the very day their old house was being demolished, the wizard and Alice were being approached about a new home, a new old house to replace the one they'd lost.
I felt that the house really found us. We didn't find this house because we weren't really actively looking at all. And when we walked in the gate, really, and then particularly when we walked further around the property, we immediately felt at home.
Rising from the ashes isn't a bad analogy. The wizard and Alice have emerged from the fire stronger than ever.
As they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's wonderful how people rally round, isn't it? And all power to his arm. Now, we've just